What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. So today I am kind of excited. I probably shouldn't be, but maybe you will be too. I don't know. I'm working on a project here that I'm about to get going on. I've been wanting to do this project for quite some time now. So let's just get right out and I'll show you what we're up to. And here it is. Say hello to Big Bertha. Now, I know what you're thinking, the obvious. Full track weapon build, drag strip weapon, right? Do a big roof mount spoiler up there. No, I know, I sort of disappoint, but what I'm looking to do is a nice little camper build on this thing. So I've been wanting to do one for a while, finally pulled the trigger, bought this 2003 Chev Express. It's the short wheelbase one, it's not the long one. But I think there's still plenty of room to do a nice little build on there. So as you can see, you got a bit of, a little bit of cancer happening there. A little bit of rust here. I'm going to look at maybe buffing that up and cleaning it up as good as we can. I don't know how bad it is in some spots. I don't think there's one spot might be right through, but for the most part, it's just surface. So I think we can buff that up and then we'll just bed liner over it or something. But the inside, definitely nothing fancy. Ripped up seats. It's an old work van, right? It's just beat up. So it's got partition there. There's like all kinds of shelving in the back that we're gonna strip out, and definitely needs a good cleaning and whatnot. And obviously there's some things to fix. It's old, it's miled out. There we go. There's a better look at the inside. This door latch doesn't work. I'm gonna have to fix that. Like I say, a couple other little things. I don't know how well the lighting is in here. Maybe you can tell on camera or not, but that right there's a bit of a gap in that door. That's going to let some air in. I definitely have to seal that up with something. Maybe some weather stripping, whatnot. But first things first. First things first, I'm going to have to get in there and start stripping it down. So preliminary sweep out done, and well, here's the damage. Just a bunch of construction junk, right? There's lots of screws, hardware, fasteners, whatever else. But the part I was worried about is there is the starting of some rust here under that carpeting on the floor. A little bit of insulation that was under that. So I'm gonna have to wire wheel the heck out of this floor, but like you can feel it here. You probably can't see it on the camera, but it feels pretty thin there. I'm a little bit worried to start wire wheeling that and end up going right through the floor by the time I get rid of the rust. So, which wouldn't be the end of the world, just a lot more work than I wanted to put in, but you can always fix it if we have to. I guess I could get a weld something in there and just cover that up if we have to, but we're making progress. So I'm going to keep moving on here now. We got the preliminary clean out done, just a bit of a sweep out. I'm going to start really cleaning out that inside there. Like I say, bust out the wire wheel, and we'll get some soap and water, clean these walls, do all that kind of gross stuff. And the front end needs a good one, but I think I'm going to leave that for now. My main focus is to just get this back space to be a livable section built up, and then we can worry about doing all the junk in the front there. I got some ideas for the seats that I'm going to look at doing. That one seat's all ripped up, so I'm going to go to the junkyard, and I've got an idea of something I can get that's I think going to be kind of a cool little add-on to this project, but I'll keep you posted on that. So for now, let's move on. Alright guys, here it is. It's the next day now. I thought I'd save you the 2-hour time lapse of me scrubbing and cleaning, but I did a whole bunch of scrubbing, cleaning, scraping, vacuuming, yada yada yada. You get the picture. I did a bunch of that yesterday, so we got this thing a little more cleaned out. Now, we talked about the rust there on the floor, some surface rust. I was going to wire wheel that thing and really go to town on it, but at the risk of making it thinner and making the situation worse, so I picked up the stuff here, chassis saver. That stuff there can be painted right over rust. It should help stop it from rusting any worse, which is what we're looking to do, because I definitely don't have time to cut this entire floor out. I don't have the shop space for that right now, and it doesn't need it. That'd be just a pile of extra work that we don't want to get into right now. So I'm going to paint that up with the chassis saver. I'll show that to you again here. You can see what the rust looks like once I've once I've opened that up and really cleaned things up there a bit. It looks a lot better in here now. So there it all is, cleaned up. It maybe doesn't look very good, but trust me, I did quite a bit of cleaning in here yesterday. I was scrubbing the walls, scrubbing the wheel wells, everything, scraping this floor, vacuuming everything up. So it's a lot better than it was, and we're ready to move on now with the next step of this floor here, which is like kind of where we need to get the floor done. Then we can move on to other projects like the electrical and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and get at it here. I'm going to get changed. It's a little chilly today, probably gonna have to wear a hoodie. It's almost winter here. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead, get dressed, and get at her. Well, if I said I was looking forward to this part, I'd be lying. There's a lot of handling instructions for this stuff here. If it works out, I'll post a link down below so you can get the same stuff. There I was shaking it again. It specifically says don't shake it, so we're gonna pretend I didn't do that. I'm gonna have to fill some cups here. You're specifically not supposed to take it right out of the can. I've done my best to clean up this floor here, scrape it down, whatnot, get the loose crap off of it, and time to start painting. Now the easy thing to do would be to roll it with a roller. It also specifically says do not use a roller. It pretty much might as well say in the instructions, do this the hardest way possible and make life the worst it could be for yourself to do this junk. So either way, I definitely don't want this junk on my skin. It's pretty nasty chemical. So I've got the gloves, got my eye protection. So that's it. I'm going to open this up and get at it. One finger or two. Make it 3. I guess this stuff will dry pretty quick once you open the can, so even just pouring it out of the can and then putting the lid back on can actually adhere the can right to the can. It's right the lid to the can itself, which would be a real pain in the butt if I can't get my product out. So I got a plastic bag here that I'm going to use to go between the lid and the can. First things first is we gotta get this thing open. Come on. All right. Not too worried about spilling this because It's all going on the floor anyway, so I'm going to find somewhere straight to put that. Try not to mix up the drinking cup and the painting cup. Get that out of the way. Alright. And here we go. Paint away. And boom, just like that, it's a new day. So let's take a look at the floor here. Boom, it is all cured now. It's actually been a few days. I wanted to give it a little while to really set in there. I didn't want any tackiness on it. So that's all looking all right now. And now it is time to start laying down our foam, rigid foam insulation here on the floor. And then we're gonna do a plywood layer on top of that. So I'm going to adhesive this all down. I'm going to use PL 300, which is supposed to be good for the styrofoam. It won't melt it or burn it or anything like that, because some adhesives can do that. They're not meant for using on styrofoam. So let's get right at it here. I'm going to start putting this stuff in, fitting it. I'm going to make a template, and then once we got everything sorted and our pieces where we want, we'll start gluing. All right, let's get at it. All right, here we go. Got everything pretty well cut out, laid out, I think, where I want. As you can see here, I did a seam back here, and I tried to use one big sheet for that center piece there, because over here we're going to have cabinets and stuff that's going to come out over the seam, and then back here you're going to have the bed that's going to protrude past this seam here. So now I got a nice one single flat sheet where I can't possibly have any you know, wobbles or anything like that in the floor once everything's finished in here and stuff. So it's not much to look at right now, but we got our pieces cut. If you're doing this yourself, I mean, cardboard is your friend, right? So now next step here is just try and glue this all down. Didn't get near as much done as I wanted to today, but I'll glue this down. It can sit till tomorrow and have plenty of time to cure, and then we'll do the rest of the floor. That was touch and go. As you probably saw there, not only did I run out of daylight, but I ran out of adhesive. I thought I had enough. I got about halfway down this last board here, and then that was it. I was out. So I had to do a flash dash to the hardware store and try and get some more and get it on there and get it glued before what I originally had laid down started to dry. So I didn't even get the camera set up to time lapse the rest of that, but there you go. I glued the last board down, and now we can start on the top sheets here. I'm just going to use 3/8 OSB, and some people might disagree that you should use that. This is totally a budget build. Maybe I didn't explain that at the start, but this is just kind of a proof of concept build. I want to build something cheap, see how it goes, see how my work turns out, and then when it's all done, the next one I build, I'll learn a few things and I'll do it better. I'll do it all high-end stuff, and then now I can turn around and use that as like a rental to make some income, you know, on one of these RV sites or something like that. So for now, let's get right to it and do the top board. Like I said, 3/8 OSB. I got some more adhesive, so I'm going to get right to it. Alright, I'm going to show you the problem with working in these vans here, is that you see along the edge here, nothing is nice and flat. You're working in a house, everything's fairly square. I mean, depending who built your house. But in here, we got to go around all this stuff, and you could try and measure with a measuring tape and then transfer your measurements. You'd be there all day, and it probably still wouldn't be very good. So the easiest way my monkey brain can figure out how to do this is I'm going to basically build myself a scribe. So I just got a straight edge piece here. I got my carpenter's pencil. So I'm going to start at the area. I want this whole sheet of wood to come in here and be flush up against the wall. Right now, I don't think you can see it on there, but it's butted up against the tire well there. So it's its farthest distance from the wall here. So that's where I'm going to start, right? And set my scribe up. So I'm just going to get some electrical tape or duct tape, tape my pencil on there right to this edge, and then I can just go along and transfer my marks along this whole way, and they should line up pretty good by the time I'm done, so that I can cut those all and it should fit almost perfect in there. So we'll see if that happens, but here we go. All right, lines are transferred. The best way to do this would be to use a power saw. Mine broke, and I guess I'm a sucker for punishment, so I'm going to try to do it with the hand saw here because I don't feel like going out to pick one up right now. So we'll see how it goes. Lines look good, and yeah, let's try this out. How did it go? Look at that. Perfect. First time, of course. Yeah, right. I wish I could say that. So I got it in here. I probably didn't give myself enough room out from these things. Like I say, my scribe was not perfect. So once I got it in here, I did have to do a bit more trimming, like around this wheel well, and then around this cap right here. My wall anchors there, I managed to get those pretty good, but yeah, if I had to do this again, I would give myself a little extra room there, and I think the reason is because this tapers up, so when you're scribing, I'm scribing farther up, which is bringing the line farther in with the taper, if you understand what I'm talking about. But next step is I'm going to glue this down. I'll have to cut some more pieces around it here still, and then that'll be about it for the floor. So let's get on with that now. All right. Whoa, man. You're a crazy driver, man.
Dad, there's a baby on the road.
What? There's a baby there. Look out.
I screeched.
You screeched?
Yeah.
Well, that was nice. You let the baby cross with the mom?
Yep.
All right, they're gone. Whoa! Oh, man, you're crazy. Whoa. Oh, look, there's a deer in the road. You hit it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, it hit our window.
Oh no.
That's all cracked down.
It is cracked.
Yeah,
Oh.
we need to fix it. I got you, pouring these for you. Just give me a second. I got an idea.
Now, as you might have seen here, my next sheet overlaps this one that I've already got down here cut. So I know this line isn't going to be perfectly straight that I'm needing to cut, and I don't have a good measurement to take out from both these walls because I don't trust the walls of the van to be straight either, so that I could just measure out and mark a line on my other sheet here. So what I did with my sheet here overlapping, I just made a mark on the other sheet right there where it overlaps, and then at the other end where it overlaps. Now I got my string, my tape. I'm just going to go ahead and lay my string down here where I have my mark, drag it to the other end. I'll tape it right on the mark, and then tape it on the mark at the other end, and now I'll have a perfect measure of where I need to make my cut, whether it's straight or not. I know I'll be getting the right cut line all the way down so that my sheet lines up there, butts up with the other one inside. So I'll cut that up, then we just got to trim out this other door step over there, which you already saw me mark, and that should be it for that one, and then we'll have to get to this mess back here. All right. Okay, we put some paint down on top of that there. Let's have a look. And there's our cut line, right all the way down. Perfect. Now, I'm a mechanic. I'm certainly no master carpenter. So if you know a better way to make a nice straight cut line, go ahead and let me know. Alright, and there you have it. We have an insulated subfloor down, laid, glued, ready to go. I feel like this was just a big video of laying wood. It's going to be, that's what she said. I hope it wasn't too boring, but it's just a lot of work. An awful lot of time went into this, a lot more than I thought was going to. So word to the wise, if you're going to ever do this, budget a lot more time than you think you're going to need. So next, we're going to move on to doing something that's actually going to seem like something's getting done. I'm going to be working on getting a diesel heater into this and wiring up a bit of electronics. We're going to be doing a split charge relay and whatnot. So come back and see all that. So I'll see you next time. Take care.